Tell us about making your video.
Well, you want me to tell you about it?
Well, I know that you carried a heavy camera in there.
Well, I carried many people in there to see the Nars. And my wife would always tell me, well, you're going to take somebody over there and they're going to get hurt and you're going to get in trouble for taking them over there and this, that, and the other. But I carried one woman, one lady, of course, was with several other people. She was something like 7 or 8 months pregnant.
You took her down to the Narrows?
Took her to the Nars, and she come out alive.
So she didn't fall or anything, huh?
No.
I heard it's hard to get down to the Narrows.
It is. It is.
A lot of them go through that little, a lot of kayakers will go through that little, that's narrow, and the river just shoots them out kind of, and you got to maneuver.
It's just like a spillway. It shoots about down towards the other big fishing hole, I call it, below it.
So is that a good fishing hole right down below that?
Yeah.
That you like to go?
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever get down in there now?
I've not been over there. See, they changed the ruling over there on that lake. I mean, on that river, about 10 years ago. And what they done, they made a wild trout stream out of it, where you couldn't fish with natural bait. You had to fish with artificial bait, and you wasn't allowed but 4 fish. And that's from the I-26 bridge down to what they call fish stop.
Yeah, I've heard fish stop. Yeah.
So that was my fishing ground.
So that kind of took away the fun.
So I said, well, you know, when you go in there and fight the bees and the rattlesnakes and things like that, which I've never seen a rattlesnake down there on the river. I've been in there. I used to go over there every Saturday, but I'd never seen a poisonous snake. I'd leave my truck up there at the top of the mountain. But I
Never saw a poisonous snake.
never saw one down next to the river. And I even come back one day and there's a rattlesnake that had been killed in the road, wasn't 10 feet from my truck.
You were lucky.
I've killed a lot of rattlesnakes over there on top of the mountain, but I've never killed a poisonous snake in below there down next to the river.
So do you go trout fishing at all now? Anywhere?
I ain't been trout fishing over there since they changed that ruling, you know.
Do you fish? Do you do any other kind of fishing?
Well, I used to go over here to a private lake, but the fella sold it, so I ain't been nowhere lately.
But you hunt. You still hunt.
Oh, I still hunt.
What do you hunt?
I hunt deer. Used to hunt squirrels and rabbits, and I have killed a few turkey and things like that.
There's a lot of wild turkey around now. I'm sure you've noticed that.
Well,
Back, they were scarce for a long time.
my son is going turkey hunting today.
Today?
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course, he hunts down in South Carolina. He went down there the other week and he killed 2 at one shot.
In one shot?
In one shot.
Wow.
In South Carolina, you're allowed for 5 turkey a season, and up here you're not allowed but 2 turkey.
Wow, I didn't know that. Gosh.
And up here you can't kill a hen turkey either. It's got to be a tom turkey.
Huh. So what's your favorite animal to hunt?
I guess my favorite right now is deer hunting.
Well, it's a good thing you're out there doing that. As many deer as we have now, they're out.
Well, you know,
and
where I hunt down in Harbor Cove, ain't not as many deer as used to be. See, when they changed the law on deer hunting and they give so many days doe hunting and kill, you allowed so many does and this and that and the other, the deer population just went down, down, down. If you kill one doe, you've killed 20 deer.
Well, that's true.
See?
Yeah.
And of course, now down in the lower end of the county, they've got a lot more deer than we got up here. But, you know, ain't nothing I can do about it, but complain about it.
Well, let's see. So you said that you came to Saluda when you were around 2?
I was less than 2 years old. I was a baby of 29.
And you stayed here your whole life.
Well,
Right? Have you lived here your whole life? Well, since
yeah. I've been here except what time I was in the Army.
So what's made you stay?
Well, why leave if something is so nice?
What's so nice about it?
Well, it's nice weather, and it's quiet, and I could just go on and on about the reason that I live in Saluda.
Are the people nice?
The people's always nice to me, and sure.
Good, good.
Everybody loves Horace.
That's what I've always heard.
If they wasn't nice to me, I'd be hunting a place where they were nice to me.
What do you think's the biggest? What do you think you've seen has been the biggest change in Saluda since when you were a boy and now?
Well, I would hate to see, not just only in Saluda, I'd hate to see the world change as much as it's changed in my lifetime.
Do you feel Saluda's changed that much?
Saluda's changed a lot
How?
from these outsiders.
So you're talking about the people that are coming in that are not the natives?
That's right.
What are the outsiders doing?
Well, not all of them. A lot of them is real nice people. But you'll find one here and there that come in, and the first thing they want to do is change something. Things is not right. If it wasn't right, why they come here in the first place?
What would be your advice to the people that are moving into the area now that are, there's not as many, as you know, there are very few natives left, and a lot of the descendants of the natives are not coming back because jobs aren't here. What advice do you have to those that are moving in?
My advice would be to keep their mouth shut for a while.
So kind of get settled in and...
If things are not like they want them, and if they'll wait a year or two and go at it the right way, they might get some of them changed. But somebody just come in here and the first thing you do is complain about this and complain about that. Well, I say let them stay where they at. Don't come in here and try to change us. Let him change himself.
So he moved here. He needs to be changing because he moved.
Yeah.
The one that moved
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Right. I can understand that.
Because if you go, just for instance, if you go join a church, and you're not going to change that whole church just because they're not doing things like you want them to do. If you go join that church, well, then you got to adapt to the way the church has their service and all, if you want to get along.
But Saluda has always been, and actually grew because of the railroad. Well, it was founded on the railroad.
Yeah.
And the people that came in from different parts of the country. And there's always been a blend of your natives, your mountain folk that were here to begin with, and then your folks that came up because of the transportation to get up here. But do you think did you not see that interference coming back when you were growing up from people who may have been the tourists or the second homeowners or the...
I didn't, well, I may have seen it, but didn't realize it. You know, when you're young and age changes it a lot. And it's just like you when you grow up and you're young and you never think about dying at all. But when you get age on you, it works up here.
Oh yeah, most certainly.
You know, and that's the way I was when I was growing up a young'un. It didn't make no difference to me what went on, because you know it didn't matter to me.
But do you think maybe back then, because one of the things I've noticed, because I've interviewed some of the people that came up as second homeowners that were not natives, but they may have come up here their whole lives to visit, like during the summer. Do you feel like maybe they kind of stuck to themselves and the natives kind of stuck to themselves? It wasn't quite like they weren't coming in as to take over like maybe you might feel like they are now.
Well, I just feel like they're more braver now.
They're braver, more assertive.
Yeah, but I don't know. I could be wrong. I'm not right on everything that I say, but you know, it just burned me up when people come in here and try to change Saluda. Now, if Saluda's not what they like about Saluda, we'll let them go somewhere else. Nobody's got their hands tied if they've got to come to Saluda. That's the way I feel about it. And it makes me mad when somebody starts to even talk to me about they ought to change this, they ought to change that. I agree that some things ought to be changed, but don't let an outsider come in and tell you that what needs to be done. Let an old timer tells you that needs to be done.
I agree with you. I don't want to change anything. I
Well,
like it like it is. I mean, if there's some improvements that could be made to something, but I don't know. I kind of like things like.
Well, you know when you grow up in a place and live it, and as long as I have, you love it, and you hate to see just somebody come in and try to ramrod things and change things and just upset the cart.
Okay, let's wait just a